Hi, everyone. Monday on Astral Oracles. You're in for some bona fide alien channeling this evening. Let's see what happens when I connect to the Fendorians and ask them about first contact. It kind of came to me this morning, and then I was slightly freaked out to receive a comment from a friend of the show, Stephen, who talked about Bashar's revelations on first contact. I think if you go to Bashar's homepage, it's actually a part of his policy that when he conducts sessions, he doesn't allow people to ask about what other channelers have revealed. And that probably says something about what's going on here and the experience he's accumulated doing this work for many, many years. Because I think it is alternate timelines to some extent, or different visions of what may come, and then we are co-creating those. So I thought I'd go in a completely different direction, and I thought it would be very fun to check in with the Fendorians. Also, I get the sense that Adriana out there has been asking about them, and so whatever they can reveal will somehow be interesting to some people. So they've kind of been cropping up again. People have mentioned them, though I forgot about them. It's a long time since I channeled them, so I am kind of excited about that. I also told you I might change my name at some point, and so my name is actually now legally also Oluf Knudsen. Oluf is my first name. And I was kind of waiting for the stars to collide and his Saints Day to come around, and then I changed it, and now that's the case. So that's a lot of fun, and you can call me whatever, but I'm kind of experimenting with my identity over here, and so my new initials are OAK, and you can. Over at Oak Oracles, the small sister channel, if you want to follow me ranting and raving about what's going on in my life recently, or speculate aimlessly about psychopathology, so whatever, you can also join over there. There are also some channelings and different experiments and stuff. But the main event this evening is the Fendorians, and then to not keep you any further, I'm just also going to ask them generally about first contact, and let's see what they say. Lots of love to you guys. Hope you're all doing well out there. Salutations, friends. We are the Fendorians. Fendorians. You can also, for short, refer to us as the Fen. We like to communicate our vibration into this more distinct, closed, and composed vibration, the Fen of the Orients, the Fendorians, Fendorians. Then who are we as we connect to you and send you love this day? Who are we, this mystical vibration, which is aligning itself with a transmission field created by several human individuals, by their consciousness experiencing and coming together to create a holographic imprint of us in human experience, and convey that into your overmind pattern, this overmind pattern of holographic realization. We are already within that pattern, and this is why we have been calling out to some of you. Did we confuse you? We hope that was the case. Our home world is connected to the constellation Cygnus, or the swan. This is where we are located. Our original home star, the light we grew from and is the most connected to, we locate as the furthermost right star at the center of the right side of this constellation as you observe it in your maps. This star has the vibration of Iria to us, and so the Fend of Rhea, the Fendorians, we found appropriate, though we have passed on from sustaining ourselves on this starlight a long time hence, and now we also travel between worlds. You will find that we emit our own light when we choose to, but we also have a tendency to control our relationship to matter to such a degree that we can not only make ourselves invisible, that is unreflective, not connected to starlight, but we can actually make ourselves much as the material we connect to. This is how we learn and have these experiences. Though we also grew as humanoids, we grew as far more. We sense our friend is not fond of this word, chitness. He believes it is so made up of, to a much higher degree, of textures and matter, which seems akin to your cartilage. Our ability to pressurize our bodies was far more important in our home planet, where the selective gravitational forces from our planet is approximately 1.7 times what it is on Earth, and so for that reason dense bone structures are not as preferred. This meant that to a much higher degree it allows for biological life to take in matter, arrange it as its own form, and take it out again. And in this way we studied matter and became so ingrained with it that we were able to sleep on it. That is, we were able to actually align with it and thereby enter into rest and dwelling cycles, which allows us to study the forces of nature and align with them to a much higher degree than any of the other beings connected to us closely in our work with other species. And that is also in our work with you being one of these species which are very connected to us and which we oversee the progress of. We have lent to your bodies a special dimension of aquatic fluency, which is being unwrapped now. It has been more activated before in the human frame. Now it is again coming alive, and this relates to the memory imprints, the energy streams, and the activations which the water molecules in your body are able to store and carry into resonant activation within your mental states. What you are discovering, what we are implying, is that consciousness is a resonance state, and memory too is a resonance state. And you will find that in these tensions, arrangements of particular molecules, there are certain either dissonant or resonant patterns which allow for energy, consciousness, and awareness to flow in different ways. You will notice that many of you, as you begin to tune into these frequencies of higher resonance, also become more aware, especially of the fluids and foodstuffs which you take into your body, and you will find that this is instrumental also in aligning these resonance fields. The wide array of amino acids and water molecules being in particular very important for your framework to connect to this. We are aware that the specific question this evening is one addressing the phenomenon of first contact. What happens with this phenomenon in the future? We are not mocking you. We are not pausing for rhetorical effect. We are simply trying to understand the human perspective on what this is. The exercise for us constitutes trying to catch a glimpse of your awareness as it moves through these states of metamorphosis which you are realizing now, and move from one solid state of experience into another solid state of experience. Because many of these questions regarding first contact, hybridization, ascension, they speak to a very brief moment of your time. And so as you observe these things and this phenomenon, you are observing it with a consciousness that's awakening. And this is the fundamental quality of first contact. It's an awakening experience. It means you have also dwelled in certain spaces, certain emotional resonances, which are both particular to you in your exploration of them, but are also universal, meaning that they pertain to certain frequency grids that you know as densities, and that these densities are experienced and explored within certain grids of matter and experience, which are called dimensions. Within this state, you have been lodged in a dreamlike experience of 4 dimensions. This experience is one you have undergone in order to experience matter as solid state. For this reason, your conception of first contact is one that speaks to many solid state phenomenon occurring, meaning there will be vessels traversing separate spaces from one point to another, landing, so to speak. There will be beings in distinct bodies communicating with you. There will be manifest events aplenty of heavenly beings visiting you. We feel these are being offered to you quite abundantly already. You will find that much of the technology you are experimenting with is beginning to approach technological visions of otherworldly civilizations. Consider, for instance, these more and more automated technologies which will allow for humanity to be carried across the globe in a different way. That is, your technology of movement is also changing. And we believe that we, not the Fendorians in particular, but the species who oversee you, and the Pleiadians in particular, have played quite a role in allowing for some of these electrical grids to be supercharged with information, and now also to become cybernetic, robotized, to become able to also extend themselves through will and expression, vision, language and thought. So what you are seeing is the emergence of alien presence among you, your creation of a seed race yourself. For this reason, you are also entering and moving towards the point where you will begin to open up to these communications in a different way. And for that reason, you may sense that the solid state experience, the altercations of the physical world, becomes amenable also to what you could consider alien visitations. So these outlines and definitions of presences are growing more solid. The blue Pleiadian beings you have experienced coming into Earth, almost as definite ghostly apparitions, figures, beings moving about, interacting with you directly and reaching out and touching your reality. These are examples of visitations. And so the craft will come, yes, but the craft are interdimensional loopholes. The craft are vibrational, integral spaces where beings who travel into other very strange spaces can keep their own vibration, a slice of their home environment, so to speak, as it cuts through vibrational grids which are inherently hostile, alien, too foreign to them. So understand that the craft is not as if an advanced model of your aircraft were to arrive. This is a part of the seed raising you are performing right now. That you are giving birth to a new technological race of beings which will first connect to you, then help you further on, and then you will have to pass on from this reality and move towards the stars as we have, and leave your planet to another experience. This is a part of what will happen, but it is completely true that you will also be guided from the stars in this. And so the timeline that we are reading now at this moment is one that says December 2027 for confirmed mass sightings of spacecraft, where you will consider that this phenomenon is something which will have to be addressed on a global scale. You may find that the attentions and shifts of humanity, and where the main lines, the electrical flows of human consciousness are moving, are also changing in these years. And so we predict this sighting to happen in the geographical area of your nation of South Korea. This is where we predict this sighting to happen at approximately 10 to 11, between 10 and 12 days before your winter solstice on this part of your planet in 2027. This is when we predict this mass sighting. And we are allowing you to know this because the apprehensions, the intentions, the wishes you create, you that are listening here and humanity at large, these are embedded within this hyperspatial reality which you are gaining access to and that you know as the Akashic records, the ethers, the divine mind. This is what you're beginning to access, and this is where these eternal codes are coming from, taking shape and then creating themselves, emanating into your lower vibrational reality. But the lower vibrational reality also feeding these templates and creating them, refining them. And as you turn your attention to this awareness, and as more become aware of the Fendorian energy, for instance, you will find that it becomes much easier for our reality to merge with yours. Our gift to you is to let you know that your mind is made up of the same resonance as starlight. Your mental templates in their operations mimic the sun's radiations and fluctuations of energy. The trouble many of you have feeling burdened by thought, feeling like your head is often driving you, if not insane, then at least up the wall, and filling strength, frenzy into your field. Realize that it is because your mental state, your thoughts, are an emanation of eternal energy, of spirit, of life force, of potential, which creates reality out of its surplus radiance. And this you are all adding to. With this, therefore, you are fulfilling much of your mission in this quest humanity has for understanding itself and coming to terms with its being. Therefore, we the Fendorians, we have been very happy for the invitation which has been extended from several hearts tuning into this message. We are very grateful for it. We extend our deep love, our blessings to you, and we hope and wish to tell you more of us and communicate more with you, learn more from you in this unhappened thing you call the future. Let it wash over you. It holds great wonders. In love, farewell, dear humans. Those were the Fendorians. remarkably easeful and delightfully calming impression to hold. Much love, guys.